I know Eminem.
It was a white boy in there. Yeah, it was a white boy in there. Yeah, man. Yup.
And it would have to be Tupac or Biggie.
Yup. Tupac. That's what you used to tell me when we was a teenager, man. Those three dudes.
Prove to me that you are alive.
I have a series of following questions, and we're gonna go like this. What do you remember the first time that you picked up a pen and wrote your first rhyme? And do you remember what it was?
I can tell you the incident. I can't tell you the ROM.
Okay.
All right. You know AJ, Ace.
Yeah.
We were in Jersey in Woodbridge or McCutcheon at
Hmm.
AJ's house. I think I was like 12 or 13. And no, AJ was about 15 or 16. So I had to be 13 or 14. It was around there. And we were all just walking around. It was me, AJ's older brother, Elliot. His rap name was Element. This is when Ace went by Chaos, not
Hmm.
K1. And some dude from down south, Filthy Phil, I believe that was his name.
Oh
He had
shit.
a studio. Yeah, he had a studio in his house. So we walked to his like apartment, duplex, whatever it was, and they're about to go record. So when we get to the door, they're going in, and Filthy Phil's like, "You can't come in. You don't rap." And I
Oh.
looked at yeah, and I looked at AJ and Elliot like, well, I just walked over here with y'all. I'm y'all little cousin. What do you mean I can't come in? And they're like, just go to the house. And we're
Mm.
like, yeah, yeah, rap. So when I went to the house, I was mad. I'm like, how hard is it to rap? And I wrote a rap. And when they got home, I rapped it to them. And they was like, that's the first one you ever wrote? I'm like, yeah. And it was actually good. But mind you, I've been writing poetry since I was like 8.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
It's just,
amazing, man.
I never,
I wish we could
man.
I wish we could find that rhyme, man. That would be legendary, man.
No, but here it goes now. That phase, I don't even write raps after that. I don't try to because
Yeah.
I had no interest in it. And then, like in high school, ninth or 10th grade, this is when AJ would come from like Newark or Woodbridge and come hang out with me in Bristol. Ninth or 10th grade, this is when Emmett, because Emmett was in the high school. Emmett, Muhammad, Say, Rebel Clan,
Hmm.
first group, and they were into music and like having dreams of like or aspirations of trying to become something.
Yeah.
So AJ, you know, Ace was nice, Ace could rap, so they
Yeah.
wanted Ace in the group. So while they're doing this, one day I write a rhyme. This is when Eminem came out,
Right. I
and you
was
know
gonna
Eminem.
I was gonna get to that, but go ahead, man.
Yeah, this is no, but this is like pre Slim Shady when Eminem is just dropping those crazy freestyles.
Yeah.
And I wrote this rhyme like it's just a lyrical rhyme. I wrote it, and AJ and them was dropping me to school. I spit the rhyme that I had wrote, and when he heard it, and he just turned around. That's the day he stopped teaching me how to rap.
Wow.
That's when I became competition,
Wow.
and I
Yo.
still remember that rhyme.
Oh, word?
I remember it.
Let's hear it, man. Please, at least a little bit of it, man.
Let me see. I was like, I said, I'm popping the corpse, then I'm dropping the torch right in the cemetery. Men are buried in the burial of gas. Plus, I got the Remy in me in the serial path. Aerial blast, I roll with an imperial cast. Gods with infinite knowledge, plus they serial brats. Never went to college because they lacked the medial facts. Fuck with bitches even with STDs, venereal rats. Stuck in labs getting injected like a patient himself. Fuck with gas, sweating the section because I'm blatant with stealth. Can't be seen like I've been cast with an old ancient spell. Roll on pavements for Satan. Plus we catering hell. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yo, that was your first like legit rhyme, bro?
Yeah.
This is why I say you the greatest of all time, bro. That shit sounded ridiculous. What is that, man?
But you got to remember, I had AJ as like
Ooh,
my
that's
big brother and a mentor. You know what I'm saying?
that's crazy.
Yeah,
So
when he heard that, previous to that, he always taught me how to rap. When he heard that, he stopped teaching me.
look, so it ain't hard to tell. Stopped your time
Mm.
and your earth spinning. What was it about? It ain't hard to tell. You think they maybe you can analyze now years later that had that type of impact on you, man.
I think is what Nas represented for rap. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to think rap was going into like this phase of like disco, just dance tunes, deviating from like the message of oppression.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And Nas took it, and that's when it started going into this ABC baby formula music. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And it's like they were reading Dr. Seuss books, and Nas came and opened the college textbook.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And then look what he represents. Like, look what they called him, like the Messiah. Like, look what he's saying. Sooner or later, we'll all see who the prophet is.
It is,
Like,
yeah.
very, like, you know what I mean? Very,
You,
like,
you know what's crazy about that line is
hmm,
because my original rap name is NazareN the Prophet. So when he said that shit, I was like, think about what he's saying. Sooner or later, we all see who the prophet is. You know what I'm saying? I related that shit to me, bro. I was like,
but
sooner or
even,
later, we'll see who the prophet is. But here's my question though, because when we was teenagers, you told me that you had a favorite rapper, but then you had a rapper from that which was the one of the causes for you to start writing. And I want to see if right now you will tell me the same two rappers, like, or well, you had three rappers that was one was your favorite, one was that had the impact on you, and then one that you started writing. From what I remember, is it still the same? Let's see if it's still the same, man.
I don't, um, the one of the three that will never change is Nas. But
Okay.
the other two, it's like, let me ponder. I know Eminem.
It was a white boy
Has
in there.
to
Yeah, it was a white boy in there. Yeah, man.
be.
Yup.
And it would have to be Tupac or Biggie.
Yup. Tupac. That's what you used to tell me when we was a teenager, man. Those three dudes. So
Yeah,
what was it about Eminem that was exciting to you, man? Like, what do and when you were still listening to the freestyles, did you know it's a white dude?
yeah, yeah.
So what was it about him that you gravitated towards, man?
Hold on. You want to hear this? Actually, when Eminem first came out, we were all biased. We wouldn't even hear him. A friend of mine, his name is Elton. Me and Elton used to walk. Elton was in a year younger than me. So when I was in 10th grade, he was in ninth grade. And me and Elton, like his mom from the island, St. Croix. She was really hard on him, like used to like abuse him. So he would like always escape to my house, because you know how my mom was. Always took everyone in like they were her
Yeah,
own children.
yeah,
So me and Elton, like we would always get up, go walk to 7-Eleven or the ice cream shop to mess with the sisters there, and just we would just be freestyling. So when Eminem came out with the Slim Shady LP, I wasn't really trying to hear him too much because, in the projects there's a lot of racists.
yeah,
What I mean? You don't want to hear no white rappers because
yeah,
at that time there was integration, but look, they hated Africans. They
yeah,
called us African booty scratchers. So
yeah,
imagine white kids.
yeah.
But Ellen, when we be freestyling, Ellen would be like, "Why you not listening to Eminem?" And I'll
Ooh,
be like, "Ah, whatever." And then he'll start rapping Eminem's lyrics to me. And I'll
mm,
be like, yo, he said that? And he'll be
wow,
like, yeah. And then he'll keep rapping it. And I'm like, yo, he nice. And
wow.
that's how I started listening to Eminem because of Elton.
So going back a little bit, because you said Nas is like, the prophet. the Messiah of rap. What did you
Yeah.
think about the controversial line when he said, at 12, I went to hell for snuffing Jesus?
Um, I get it. I don't think it was like derogatory in the sense of like being blasphemous. I think it's just like a little 14, 15-year old kid like thinking of like the illest lines.
So he
You know,
wanted
when
to create a shock value. Is that what you're saying? That's what it was?
I don't think innately is like create a shock value because that's more like when you're dealing with like business and marketing. I think it's more, yeah, you're right. Because when you're in a cipher with your friends and you
Because look,
say that,
because we still talking about it till this day, bro. You know what I'm
but
saying? Like,
truly, I, I didn't really like that line, not because it wasn't
exactly.
dope, but the rhyme scheme before it to me wasn't all that. Like,
Yeah.
and then I went to hell for snuffing Jesus is just like, okay,
That's what I
I
mean.
don't
Like,
know.
what do you think he meant? Because I've been throughout all these years, I'm trying to break down like what did he mean, and I don't really find the sense of what he meant to say. Or you went to hell for snuffing. Like, is there a 12? Like, is the number 12 kind of like important in this rhyme scheme? Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been trying to break it down, man. Maybe you can tell me, man.
Uh, um,
Or he just said I went to hell for snuffing Jesus when I was 12, and that's it. That's all it is to it. Because then again, it's Nas, bro. Like, he don't just drop bars just to drop bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
I don't think it's per se like I actually it's in comparison. You know, in rap, it's like there's a lot of like similes and like
that's
metaphors.
that's what I'm saying.
That's
So,
the, that's the equivalent of saying I'm bad, I'm that nice. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? I'm so bad. I went to hell for snuffing Jesus. You know,
okay,
Jesus is the peace. You know what I
I
mean? The
got you.
bringer of peace. So if you went to hell for punching the guy who symbolizes peace, that means you're real bad.
I got you. I got you. I got you, man.
But
Do you
but
think that he crossed some sort of a line? Because look, we was growing up, we was rapping, and there was certain lines that we wouldn't cross, man. Do you think that he allowed himself to cross that line, like, and maybe he thought about it later, like, man, maybe that wasn't that cool? Or like, how do you think that goes with him, man?
I mean, like unless you're like bred like very like strictly into like religious belief and understanding, like you don't really even consider like relationships. Like look in the rhyme, I said roll on pavements with Satan, you know?
Hmm.
Like or those
Yeah,
things
but
did
that makes sense though. You see what I'm saying? That makes perfect sense when you say that. But when you say I went to hell for snuffing Jesus, like any one of us could have said that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there was certain lines that we didn't cross. Like, I don't know if you know, throughout all my years of writing, I've never referred to a female bitches in my raps. It was just a line that I didn't cross. You see what I'm saying? So like we all could have crossed the line. We went to hell for snuffing Jesus, but we didn't. We had them perimeters that we didn't, barge on, man, which he did. You see what I'm saying?
now, okay, the line is very offensive, especially when you grow to understand who Christ is.
Right.
You know, it should never be used in such like in such a way. But to truly see if it's coming from a spiritual standpoint as an attack against like Christ and Christianity, only Nas can answer that.
Right.
Because I can sit here and say I think he wrote that line just to like use it as a like a metaphor, simile, like
Just to
how
sound
dope
cool.
he is. But
Yeah.
he possibly could have been studying religion and
Yeah.
believe that Christ isn't what like look at Islam. They don't think Christ is God. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
just say he's a prophet. It's
Yeah. It's a prophet.
possible that could be Nas's view, but I don't know. But
Right.
I didn't. I never liked that line because of
Yeah.
the implication of like I would never say I would punch God.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all could have said it, but we didn't. But whatever, man. So look, since it's a podcast, man, and we're not really following a timeline, this is what I wanted to ask you, because I've been getting a lot of heat for it lately, because I talked about it on the other podcast. Shout out to Solavate. What did you think of the death of Slim Shady? By the way, before I say this, I don't know if you know, in
Mm.
2019, I wrote an album which was
Mhm.
all about killing my ego. It was called Death of Nas. You know what I'm saying? Like, so whatever. Eminem did it 5 years later. Kudos to him. He used the same concept. But what did you think of the death of Slim Shady? Because coming from you, you're a professional, you're a musician, you're a lyrical genius. I want to hear your perspective. Did you listen to the album fully, and what did you think of it?